Hello and welcome to The Real Hernando, presented to you by Wesley Meadows Retirement Community and produced by SRP Studios Podcasting. This podcast spotlights organizations, ministries, and community leaders in Hernando and Greater DeSoto County by sharing their stories and what led them to serve the community. Please follow us at therealhernando.com for all channels and social media platforms. Each day at Wesley Meadows is a new opportunity to serve older adults and reimagine retirement living. It is the heart of their mission that inspires their team to provide the kind of fun atmosphere and care residents would want for themselves. Experience the warm spirit and faith-based difference of Wesley Meadows. Call 662-429-2070 and schedule your visit today. I'm your host, Derek, and today joining me is a remarkable individual who has spent nearly a decade at Hernando High School, making a significant impact both in the classroom and on the field. With 10 years of dedication to the school's softball program and stepping into the role of head coach in 2019, Nicki Whitten has also served as head swim coach for 4 years, assistant basketball coach for 1 year, and assistant volleyball coach for 2 years. If it's sports related, count her in. All right. Living in Hernando and deeply loving the community, she takes immense pride in building strong relationships with her students as an Algebra I teacher. She holds a bachelor's degree in secondary mathematics, a master's degree in sports administration, and is currently pursuing a specialist degree in educational leadership. Please welcome our esteemed guest, whose commitment to education and sports has enriched the lives of many at Hernando High School. Let's dive in. So, Nicki, thanks for being on the show.
And thanks for having me, Derek.
Awesome. Finally, as we were talking off mic, it's been a minute of back and forths and scheduling and everything, but we finally made it happen. And,
yes, we were phone tagging for a little bit.
Yes. Shout out to Robert Carter for helping make this happen as far as connecting me with you.
Definitely.
And as I was kind of joking around, you can even be living under a rock in Hernando and still know about the softball program and the accomplishments that you've all had. It's a big deal. We have our band that is successful, but it seems like the Lady Tigers have been tearing it up, right?
Man, I appreciate it.
So, well, cool. You live in Hernando, right?
Yes.
How long have you been in Hernando?
I've lived in Hernando. This will be my 10th year.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So did you move here for?
I was interviewing. I took several interviews like in DeSoto County for teaching and coaching, and Hernando's where I landed. So.
Okay. So what was your first position at the school?
I was algebra teacher, assistant softball coach, and assistant basketball coach.
Okay. So those seasons don't overlap, do they?
Just a little bit, but not enough to affect anything.
So what does assistant coach do?
So our assistant coaches I think they are a major factor in the success that we've had over the last several years. Huge shout out to them. They make my life easier. They make it a joy to come to work.
I have the list. There's a few of them.
Yes. Yeah. Shout out to, what do we got? Lee Boyette in 2019, and 2020 was COVID. And she was actually my high school coach. So
who's COVID?
Yeah, exactly. She was actually my high school coach. So that was pretty cool to get to coach with her, just full circle.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And
very
then
cool.
2021 was Reagan Canton and Savannah McCann. So Reagan was actually a middle school teacher, and then she was assistant softball coach, and she was fabulous. She became one of my best friends. And then Savannah McCann is actually an alumni from Hernando, and she was awesome with us in the weight room, and it was just cool to be around her.
What is the role of the assistant coach?
They try to make my life easier. They just really do whatever the team needs. Our assistant coaches now do different things. Like Jessie McCall, she's our pitching coach, and she works with our pitchers, and she does a fabulous job. And then Coach Johnson, he's like the backbone. If I need something, he's there.
So on any given season, how many total coaches do you have,
well,
including yourself?
It just kind of ranges. Like this coming season is going to be a lot different for us because we're actually going to have a middle school program, which is going to be awesome.
Oh, cool.
And then so we've got me, Jessie McCall working with the pitchers, Coach Johnson, and then we've got a new coach, Coach Gagne.
And so, all of you are overseeing both schools? Both
well,
programs?
no. I was going to mention our middle school coaches are actually volunteering, and they're Coach Pruden and Coach Russell from the middle school, and they're volunteering their time. I went to them and Dr. Float and just kind of expressed the need for a middle school program, and they jumped on board really quick. So it was pretty cool to see, and I'm looking forward to working with them.
Are they teachers as well?
Yes.
So even though they're volunteering, they still have to be a teacher?
Yes, they're still teaching at the middle school.
Okay.
I think Coach Breeden's actually the girls soccer coach at the middle school too.
So you're assistant coach in 2014? Is that when you get here?
2019
2000
was my I was an assistant coach in 2014. Yeah, I think that would be. Time's passing quick.
So you're coming out of college?
Yes.
So where did you go to school?
I went to Boonville High School, and then I went to Northeast Community College, and then I went to North Alabama, and I actually finished my career at Blue Mountain College.
Okay. So you said, when you say career, your softball career.
Yes,
so
softball career.
You've played?
No, yes, I know a lot of
You've been
people.
playing since you were probably, what, 5?
Yes, definitely.
Did you start in T-ball?
Yes, T-ball was it.
I tried it once when I was a kid, and I ran to third base. I
Yeah.
barely hit the ball off the tee, and I ran to third base. But I played Little League for 8 years.
Yeah.
Wasn't very good, but had fun.
Yeah, definitely.
It gets you out, right?
And another one of our assistants was Madison Burris, too.
Okay.
I didn't want to forget to mention her.
It's hard you don't want to forget names on a podcast.
I know. I'm like, I really need my list here. But
I have it right here if you want it.
Yeah, so Madison was actually our ace pitcher in 2019. Okay. So to get for her to play for me and then coach with her was man, that was awesome.
So are you from a athletic family?
Yeah, I would say so. My mom and dad both played basketball. Neither one of them played baseball or softball. So
were they taller? Is that why?
I guess so. I don't know if it was just not as big back then.
But right out of the gate, they get you involved.
Oh yeah.
And why did you choose softball?
I don't really know. Actually, in high school, my favorite sport was basketball. So
there you go.
I know, and
just
then
like
it just kind of and then it just kind of shifted. So we had a really good high school softball program, and I don't know, my love for the game just shifted to softball. So.
Okay. So what year? What grade? How old were you when that happened?
I played upward basketball, and then I played all through high school. I played basketball all through high school. I'd say it probably shifted my sophomore year
of high school.
Yeah, I was just kind of like, man, I think I like softball better now.
Because you had been playing in youth leagues all up, but you just chose basketball as your school sport.
Well, no, I played softball in school too.
Even from like young?
Yeah, the whole time, 7th through 12th.
Oh, okay. So then, but when you made the shift, did you drop basketball?
Nope, I kept playing basketball. Okay. Just,
in my mind, it became your favorite.
Yes, in my mind, I had like basketball was my favorite sport. Yeah. And then it was like, wait a second, it's actually softball now. So.
Okay. So when you go to college, is it just softball?
Yeah,
at that
just
point?
Softball.
That's when you know, okay, I'm going to pursue softball. Yeah. What is it like in collegiate softball?
Man, it's a different world. Yeah. It's like a job, but it's a fun job if you really love the game. Yeah. So,
did you get any scholarships or anything?
Yeah, I did. I did at each one of the schools. I went to Northeast, like I said, and I actually played at Northeast when they could lock in players. So I think they could lock in 13 players from like their area. Mm-hmm. And if they locked you in, you couldn't go play anywhere else. So I played at Northeast and got locked in to play there, which was great. I loved my time there. That was one of my favorite places to play. And Coach Long was great to me, and love all the girls that I got to play with. And then played shortstop there. And then I went to North Alabama and played and had a great time. And our coach actually, he left. So like in college, when you sign a scholarship and there's a new coach that comes in, you only sign a 1-year scholarship. Mm-hmm. So, it was just, I don't know, I didn't stay there. I went to Blue Mountain. So after that.
So it's kind of based on the coach, because the coach is the one that signed you?
Yes, pretty much. I mean, they're the one that I guess pursues the scholarship as far as signing.
So you did your year. Now there's a new coach.
Yeah, and I played third base every game at North Alabama, and I loved it. Third base is awesome. So I played shortstop at Northeast, and I thought I loved shortstop. And then when I played third, I was like, no, I like this.
What made you like third?
It's just a hot corner. Like
it is, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then the bunting and the slapping.
What's the slapping?
The slapping, softball slapping. They're in the opposite side of the box, and they're just really fast. Like just the challenge of getting them out was cool. So,
my favorite play in baseball is when the third base player. I always do that. I'm a base player. So the third baseman has to go to his or her right.
Okay.
Over the foul line. It's still a fair ball, but they dive and then
get up and throw them out.
Oh, it's the best.
Yeah.
It's just a rocket across the diamond to the first base. Yeah, it's fun. So, did you have any of those kinds of plays?
Oh yeah, all the time. That's what I really loved about third. So.
And you're pitching. Like I don't know how y'all hit that ball.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Is it a shorter distance?
It is 43 feet.
Okay.
So it's shorter than baseball. I was actually looking at it the other day during the World Series. If somebody throws like 70 miles an hour, it's equivalent to like 100 miles an hour in baseball. So,
is that
which we don't see 70 in high school, but there are pitchers that throw that in college now.
Yeah.
I would say in high school, you're probably seeing like 57 to 60, 61.
Yeah. I mean, you can't see the ball.
Yeah.
And with it being closer, I'm not going to pretend to know how to hit professionally here. But part of it is seeing the ball in the hand. I know you guys are underhand,
right.
but with it being closer, you have less time to register what's coming, right?
Right. It's been so long since I've done it, but it was a challenge. And, of course, pitchers are even better now, than I feel like, than, as far as spin and all of that. Than when I played.
Because they still make them break.
Oh yeah,
right?
Oh yeah. The spin is crazy, but
with the underhand, do they have it where it rises?
Yeah, that's like
because baseball has the slider and everything goes down.
Right.
Down.
That was actually the pitch I always swung at and missed was the rise ball. So
that's what it's called, the rise ball.
Yes, the rise ball. My accent.
And is the ball soft?
No, it's not soft.
It's not. No, we all know that. So, what were some of the positions you played growing up?
Shortstop, catcher, and then whenever my junior year in college is when I got moved to third.
And
I think the shortstop at North Alabama was better, so that's why they moved me to third.
But then you ended up loving it, right?
Loved it.
I caught in Little League and hated it.
Okay.
Oh my God, every ball passed me.
Yeah.
Oh,
then you
my team
to
hated
go
me.
get it.
My team hated me. If someone was on base, they were going to advance because of a pass ball on me.
That's funny.
But it's a hard position, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
I mean, you're in that gear. You're crouching down. Your knees start hurting.
You're like the quarterback out there.
Yeah. In Little League, I wasn't moving the outfield in and out.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing that stuff. But yeah, the catcher is sort of the on-field coach in a way, right?
Right. Yeah. Definitely.
Calling the pitches.
Yes.
So what is it like prepping for a team? Like when you're this is the team we're going against, and the pitchers are looking at, this batter is weak on the high and in, or
right. Well, me and my assistants, we watch the film on different teams if we have it. Mm-hmm. If not, we just kind of go off of, what it was like the last time we played them. You want to know the pitches that the pitcher's throwing.
And I know the football program has video.
Yes.
They're filming.
Yes.
Do you guys film
we
too?
actually do now. My booster president, Brent Johnson, actually films all of our games. He does our live feed too, and he does a great job.
Very cool.
He started filming them, and I have access to all the film, and it's been great.
How were you as a hitter? The rise ball.
The rise
discussed
ball would
that.
get me. The changeup would get me.
And they would know that, right?
Oh, yeah.
So now they're going to give you that.
I was definitely getting a rise ball if I had one strike on me.
You become head coach.
Okay.
In 2019.
Yes.
Let's talk about that first. How did this transition happen? How did this opportunity present itself to you?
Mr. Case came to me and asked me if I wanted to be the coach. And
he's the principal of the high school.
Yes, he's the principal of the high school. And I was like, yes, I'd be blessed to have the opportunity. And he took a chance on me. And
the previous coach was just moving on?
She's actually at the school. She was just coaching volleyball. She decided she was just going to coach volleyball. Yeah.
Okay. So then the opportunity comes. He goes to you and you say yes.
Yes.
What was that like? Was it pressure? Or were you nervous about it, jumping up to that next level?
No, I was excited.
Yeah. Well, you'd been there now for several years.
I was excited. I mean, I knew it was a goal of mine to, be a head coach, but it wasn't something that I was like looking for either. Mm-hmm. I knew I wanted to be one day, but it wasn't like I've got to do this now.
Yeah, but then it comes when it's supposed to, right?
For sure. I was the assistant coach for 3 years, and I enjoyed every minute of that too.
Yeah, you were able to learn
Absolutely.
kind of the system
Yeah.
here and everything. So I have here the North half runner up. So
Yes.
what's the North half? I'm assuming half of the state.
Yes.
But is that a tournament?
Well, it's a 3-game series. And first, let me say this about 2019. We actually started our season 3-9.
Okay.
So, and that was my first year as a head coach.
And you
I was
ended.
like,
You finished 26-14.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was cool to see. We had a really young team then too. And then they of course had a new head coach. So
the pressure's on. It's like, oh
Yeah,
my God,
definitely.
Coach Whitten, what are you doing to our team here?
Yeah, and I was really young, so but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So but going from 3-9 to 26-14, North half runner up says everything about those kids, and the work that they put in to get there.
So you said it's a 3-game series.
Yes, it was 3-game series. We actually played DeSoto Central that year.
So who decides the finalists? How is it just based on record?
It's you got to win 2 of the 3. So
Yeah, but leading up to getting to that position.
It's a playoff series.
Okay.
So you have to get into playoffs. You've got to be now you've got to be one of the top 4 teams in the district. And I think we got 6 teams in our district. So you got to be one of the top 4, and then number 1 seed plays the 4 seed, 2 and 3, and then you go to the next round.
Are they all best of 3?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, which I love.
None of this best of 7 stuff.
No. Yeah.
When I hear you go from 3-9 to 26-14, there had to have been a nice win streak in there.
Yeah, there was.
What was there like a really big pivotal win streak in there that you can remember?
I definitely think there was. I think you could probably go look, and there was probably we probably won 10, 11 in a row at some point. I don't know, a switch just happened for them, and
that's great.
They just worked through it, and we kept working and put our head down, and
it must be gratifying because you're like, okay, I think I can do this.
Yes, definitely.
And then now all the parents are nicer, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Off mic, I'll ask about mean parents, but
okay.
So you felt that first year was success? I mean, as far as
I definitely
getting
did.
as far as you got,
Yeah.
where were they in 2018?
I want to say, I can't remember. I would have to look. I know we did really well. I know we had 20 wins. I want to say we made it to second round of playoffs, which is great. So
yeah. So you increased, right? You made it a better year than the previous.
Yes, I mean, definitely North State runner up that's hard to do.
So you said district. How big is the district?
So now, I think we've got 6 teams. So then I would assume it was around the same.
Is it just in the county?
Yeah, so it's surrounding teams. Like right now, it's us, DeSoto Central, Lewisburg, South Haven, Horn Lake, and Oxford.
Okay. Oh, all the way down to Oxford.
Yeah, and it changes every 2 years. So
then, of course, now 2020.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That was kind of sad. Luckily, we didn't have any seniors that year. So that really worked out for us. But, most programs had seniors, and that was tough. Yeah, we go to spring break, and never came back.
You were at 5-1, so you were able to get 6 games in before shutdown?
Yep.
And that was it?
That was it.
All records struck from that?
Yeah, and, I mean, I felt pretty confident that we were going to have a really good year. And so to see, the look on their faces once I saw them again, and just the text messages we sent back and forth during that time it was kind of tough. So
such a bummer.
Yeah.
When they started talking about this coronavirus, I think we were all like, whatever.
I know. I remember thinking, what is going on?
But when I saw, I think it was within 3 days, the Masters canceled and the NBA canceled the season. For real. The NBA cancels the season, and I'm like,
yeah.
Over the flu, of course, that's what I used to say back then, and we all know what it became.
Right.
But that was when it was very eye-opening. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
What is this? And then it just became what it was. So,
yeah.
Well, then going into 2021, we all know that COVID was still hot and heavy.
Yeah. It was still a challenge.
So what kind of restrictions, what were the protocol that you had to go under?
We were wearing masks and
out in the field?
I think when we were on the field, we didn't have to wear them.
Okay.
But we were
obviously in the dugout.
Right. Yeah. We do the best you can type thing. So.
And players getting sick. Or,
We did have some,
but maybe just quarantining because they're within contact.
Yes. That was, during the big quarantine time, like you had to go home.
Yeah.
For 14 days. So
that must have been extremely challenging.
It was
losing a player, and all of a sudden your pitcher that you were counting on has to go.
Yeah, it was definitely a challenge.
So. At least it was that way for all the teams, right?
Yes. Everybody was battling the same thing. Yeah. So
you're still
really
kind
couldn't complain,
Still even playing field in a way.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so then that year, 2021, 6A state champs versus Oak Grove. So state champs.
Yeah,
that was cool. That we're talking going from North Half to the state.
Yeah. So if you're North State champion, you go play for the state championship. And but it's hard to get. It's hard to get to North. It's hard to just get to the North championship. You're playing 2 to 3 rounds of great teams, and then you've got to play probably one of your rivals at the North State championship, and then you get to go play for the state championship.
Because I have North Half champs, district champs. Is that one and the same?
No, the district. If you can win the district first, and then North State is just one of the rounds of playoffs. Okay,
so then you fly through that, and then you go to state versus Oak Grove. Who's Oak Grove?
Yeah, Oak Grove is actually in Hattiesburg, where the state championship was. So that was pretty interesting too. The fans were mostly Oak Grove fans, but yeah, they were great. They had a really good pitcher.
So they had home field advantage.
Oh,
in a way.
No, it was definitely home field, but our girls rocked it. So.
Yeah, it looks as though they did. So the best team in the state, right?
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Yeah, I couldn't be more proud of them.
Just a 3-game series as well?
Yes, 3-game series as well, and that one actually went to 3.
Who won the first one?
We won the first one.
And dropped the second one.
Yeah.
How did they do, the actual home and visitor? Like
every year they swap between North and South. So like I can't remember if we were the home team or not the first game, but like MHSAA will choose, hey, North is going to be for game 1, they'll be home, and then
game 3 if there is one.
Game 3 is a coin flip.
Okay.
So yeah, we actually lost the coin flip.
So you were the visiting team.
Yeah, so we got to hit first, which I thought was good.
Okay, why?
I like to score first.
Okay, you like getting on the board first.
Yes, definitely. I think it helps your pitchers.
You like it on the front end and not worried about the back end?
Well, no. I still want to score later, but I just think, if you put some runs on the board, your pitchers feel more confident out there.
And you've already put the pressure on them.
They're like, okay, I know my hitters can hit,
now you're
this
a
pitcher.
And their pitcher's now pitching from behind, right?
Right. Yes.
So
she's feeling more pressure.
Yeah. Did you score? The first inning?
I couldn't even tell you.
Oh my God.
If we scored in the first
Did you
inning.
like black out during this opportunity?
Probably, no doubt, probably.
What was the final score?
Final score of game 3, I want to say was 3-1.
Nice close one.
I think it was 3-1. Then we had twin sisters that were our pitchers, and Julia and Jana Shaw, and that was cool. One of them was a lefty, one of them was a righty. So
how convenient.
Yeah.
How
definitely.
cool is that?
It was cool. It was cool. They're great kids too.
Were they the only 2 pitchers in that game?
Yeah, definitely.
Do you have a similar
for that series?
Okay.
Now we've got so many pitchers.
Do you have like a typical bullpen system where you have your starters, you have relievers, and a closer?
It's not as much like baseball. Like softball pitchers, they can throw the entire game. Like we're not on a pitch count or anything like that. So it's really, we're looking at who warmed up really well. Like we may warm up 3 pitchers. We kind of have in our mind, for the week, who's going to start what games. But something could happen.
Is it common for a pitcher to pitch a whole game?
Yes, it is common. Yep, like especially later in the season. Now when you get to playoffs and, you're playing some of the teams that, you've already played, they've already faced your pitcher. We're fortunate that we've got several great pitchers right now that we can throw out there at any moment. And shout out to Coach Jesse for working with them.
Okay. But your pitching coach?
Yeah.
So that year, your record was 35-3.
35-3, yeah.
I mean, what did you do for those 3? Come on now.
I can tell you the 3 we lost.
Let's go.
Brandon, Lewisburg, Oak Grove.
See, isn't that something?
Yeah.
I
can't remember the
wins
score
and
of the state championship, but I can tell you the 3 we lost to that year.
So what were they again?
Brandon, Lewisburg, and Oak Grove. I think against Brandon, I don't know what happened, honestly. They actually came to our field and beat us pretty good. And then Lewisburg, our games are always great. Oh my gosh, they're always great games. Yes.
So that's a rivalry?
Oh, a big rivalry.
Yeah.
It's always fun. I love playing them.
They have a good system over there?
Yeah, they have a great team.
Yeah.
Them and DeSoto Central have great programs. So yeah, playing them's always a good time. We know, all the girls know each other, so it's fun for them, but I know they all want to beat each other too.
And then the next year you go back to state.
Yes, we went back to state. We had, I want to say we had 6, 7 seniors, and our manager was also a senior. Shout out to Blake Simon too.
Okay.
He did a great job for us when he was managing. He did so much. So
is he a player too? Was it a manager player?
Yeah, well, he was just a manager for us. He went to Northeast Community College and managed too, and now he's at McNeese State managing.
He just found a niche in the management part.
Oh yeah, and he's great. He's great.
Could that lead to coaching or?
Probably for him, it may. He's actually came by. He came back this past year and visited us a couple of times. So
cool.
It's always cool to see him when they come back.
Did he give a pep talk?
Probably giving a pep talk to me because one time he came by, it was during playoffs. So it was probably saying, "You got this," But
who did you play in the runner-up? Well, you're the runner-up in 2022. But who did you play?
We played Petal. Yeah,
Petal,
and they are also in Hattiesburg.
What's going on in Hattiesburg?
I'm telling you, man. They're just good teams down there. But yeah, Petal is who we played. We actually won game 1. And then we lost the next 2 games, so that was really tough.
Yeah, and that must always be tough for seniors.
It was. The Petal pitcher, man, she just, Natalie Harrington, she just put the team on her back.
Hey, if you remember the name.
Yes, I do. She was great.
Did she have the rise ball?
Oh, yeah, she had the rise ball. I think she's actually at Pearl River right now, and I think she was like All-American this past year.
Sidebar, let's go back to the pitches because I'm intrigued by this.
Okay,
so you got the rise ball.
Okay.
Fastball.
Yeah.
Right, of course you have that. But then are there other forms of pitches that are different than the MLB? Because you have the curve, you have the slider, you have the breaking, or
right,
cutter.
I would say it's definitely different, just because, like we talked about earlier, just we're coming from 43 feet. Mm-hmm. But I mean, MLB baseball, their pitchers break too. But we've got the rise ball, the curve ball, the drop ball, the screwball.
What's the screwball?
Screwball
for you.
It's coming inside on a
right-handed pitcher, and then it's cutting in on a right-handed hitter.
Yeah, yeah. And then the curveball's going out.
No, again, much like I said, I couldn't pretend to be a professional hitter. I'm certainly not a professional pitcher, but I've watched enough baseball where it's coming from up top, and they spin the ball certain ways. But you guys are coming from the bottom.
Yeah.
So how do you, if a right-hand pitcher screwballs the right-handed pitcher batter, what kind of movement are they doing?
I should have brought Coach Jesse with me.
I'm burying you in the details. Sorry,
but it's really cool. But it's just all how they grip the ball.
So much like Major League.
Yes, very, very
fingers are
same
together,
thing.
split finger.
Yep. So like Kerr,
it's fascinating because you watch some of these pitchers like Maddox.
Yeah,
remember him from the Braves?
Oh yeah.
And you see some highlights from him, and it doesn't look real.
Like, wow,
it's cartoon.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
Oh, yeah. I go to some baseball game, high school baseball games, and I'm like, wow.
I like when they put the tail, like the light on it.
Yeah.
Like, how did that work? But, okay, so I just needed to nerd out about that a little bit. Okay, so then 2023, you made it to the 3rd round of playoffs, and you noted with a very young team.
That year we were still 6A. So it was round 1, round 2, round 3, then North Half's championship, then you go to state.
Gotcha. Okay.
So we made it to the round before the North State championship.
Okay.
And we lost to Lewisburg. Yeah, we actually went 3 games.
Dang, so. Lewisburg.
Yeah.
So you say very young team. That just happened because you were heavy loaded with seniors the year before?
Yes, we graduated in 2022, a great group of seniors that came through. I should probably shout out them because they really.
Do you remember all their names?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I cannot forget them. Yeah. I could say them right now. I'll do it, actually.
Go for it.
Wolf, Riley, Jana, Julia, Allie, Kelsey, and our manager, Blake Simon.
How big is your roster on any given season?
I try to keep it around anywhere from 25 to 30 kids, JV
okay.
varsity.
Okay.
So, but, 9 can start, and 6 of those are, they started. And then the year before that, the year we won, we graduated some great leaders too.
Mm-hmm.
So Jacqueline Carter, Emmy Musers, Macy Everett.
5M Services, we're your comfort specialist. We're dedicated to serving residential and commercial clients with money-saving solutions, combining the highest quality parts with our unwavering commitment to delivering exceptional service to give you the top-notch experience you deserve. A 10-year parts and labor warranty is included with every install. Dial 662-560-7331. 5M Services, making your comfort our priority. Visit us on the web at 5mservices.net for more information.
2024, this last season, 7A state runner-up. So what's going on here now from 6A to 7A?
Okay,
is 7A a new level?
Yeah, well, it's a new classification in the state of Mississippi. Until last year, this past season, we had 6 classifications, like number wise, and it's just based on how many students you have in your school.
Mm-hmm.
So the larger the school, the larger the A classification,
Mm-hmm.
and so we were 7A this past year.
Okay, but Hernando's growing, isn't it?
Yeah,
in this whole county too. So state runner-up to the number 1 team in the country. Okay, let's talk about that.
that was fun.
What team was it?
Northwest Rankin this past year.
Northwest
Yeah.
Rankin.
Northwest Rankin.
What part of Mississippi is that in?
The middle of like Jackson area.
Okay. And so
Yeah.
they were the number 1 in the country?
They were.
So did they move on to nationals?
No, I think they were just voted number 1 team in the country.
Okay.
There's not like another tournament or anything you go to, but
So there's no national tournaments for state, and that's it?
that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were actually playing them really, really well in game 1. We were winning 4-0 going into the 7th inning, so that was pretty awesome. And then we just couldn't find the last out, but I couldn't be more proud of them.
What does 2025 look like?
Man, I'm ready. I'm excited.
So we're filming this on July. When are things already in motion, or is it coming up? How does it work in the off season?
So when we go back to school is when we'll start like practicing every single day, weightlifting. And
So
we do a little bit during the summer, but not a
Okay.
whole lot. All of them
Yeah.
play with their competitive teams or their travel ball teams, and I kind of let them enjoy that.
It's
So.
not necessarily mandatory during
right
the summertime.
right. Like if you're on vacation with your family, then that's where we want you to be.
You want them nice and rested,
Absolutely.
right? Resting those injuries
Yeah.
and those
for sure.
achy points. Yeah. But looking ahead, though, obviously you just had some seniors graduate. What does your next team look like?
We had 1 senior graduate,
Okay.
Allie Agner, and she is an awesome kid. She actually tore her ACL last year, her senior year, so she didn't get to play. I know, but she was great. She actually started on the state championship team as a freshman, so she would have been playing. So
It's heartbreaking, isn't it?
It was heartbreaking, but she did a great job, staying with the team and
Being like a leader.
Yeah, for sure. So
Did she move on to college to play?
she's going to play at Delta State.
Oh, okay.
So yep, she's been rehabbing, and she's looking a lot better as far as like mobility and stuff. So I know she's excited. I'm hoping we get to go watch her play.
Yeah. Are there a lot of scholarships coming out of your program? Are there a lot of colleges coming to Hernando?
Well, I mean, all of our kids, that seems like the goal now is to go play college softball,
Yeah.
and I mean, you don't have to play college softball, to be good at softball, but it's definitely a lot of their goals. Most of our kids in recent years have gone and played.
That's awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
And that gets you an education.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you get into education because you knew you wanted to coach in school, or were you just always interested in being in education?
Well, my mom is a great teacher. She's still teaching, but she was like teacher of the year, like every year. And I was like, man, like, she's an awesome teacher. She's impacting people. And I actually started school and I thought I was going to be, or wanted to be, a physical therapist. I took like AP, like AP 1 and 2, and then I was like, wait a second, I can't not.
Were you looking at sports medicine
like
angle?
something in sports?
Yeah.
But then I was like, wait a second, I can't get away from the game, and was like, I still want to coach softball, and so anyways, yeah, coach softball, got my degree in math, and here I am. So
math.
Yep.
I'm in the math family.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah.
Yeah. My sisters are both accountants. My mom's a math teacher.
Oh, there you go.
Yep. And I'm a math teacher. So
I failed at history.
yeah.
You know,
me too.
I still can't read.
I was going to say anything with reading, I'm out.
I'm out too. I call it functional illiteracy.
Yeah, exactly.
Is what I suffer from.
I'm going to start using that.
Yeah, I'm functionally illiterate. I really am. But yeah, math has always, come easy to me. So it's always fun to meet another math head.
Sweet. Yeah.
Because most people aren't.
You're right.
But
they're like, what's X, Y, and Z?
Look, I couldn't do any of that anymore.
Yeah.
I lost all of it. My daughter now is 15, but even as they make fun of like 5th grade level. I was out.
Yeah.
Especially with this new math.
Oh, I know.
Are you teaching what's it called? Common Core?
I wouldn't say that.
Is a variation of it? Or?
Yeah, it's a variation.
Okay.
Of it.
Because we're old school, aren't we?
Yeah.
We carry the number over.
Yeah, definitely.
So you study math. You get your bachelor's in secondary mathematics. What does that mean?
You can teach high school math. Like you're able to teach high school math.
Okay.
I think it's just you took a certain amount of, math classes.
Okay. And then master's in now sports administration.
Yeah.
So you're tying in sports again.
Yeah. I don't know. I just.
What is sports administration?
So you can be like a athletic director, which is kind of like what I was thinking. I'd first want to be like an assistant AD and learn, how to help sports in high schools. And then you can also do stuff at the college level with it. Mm-hmm. So
you thought of it as another way to kind of stay in the game.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. And then just, open doors, open opportunities if I ever wanted to use them. So
and you have it, right? You have a master's in that.
Yeah.
And now you're working on what's a specialist degree in educational leadership.
Yeah.
So what is that and where are you going to school?
So I'm actually online at Arkansas State, and taking classes during the season is for the birds, but I made it through. But yeah, educational leadership, like if you want to be an assistant principal or a principal one day, and really just kind of seeking that for, again, opportunities, and then if I want to use it, later in life. So
do you see yourself as being a principal someday?
I could see that. Yeah, for sure. Later. A lot later from now.
Can you still coach when you're a principal?
I doubt it. Definitely not at Hernando or 7A school, but like maybe a smaller school you could.
Yeah.
I think they're probably kind of shifting away from coaches being principals. So
yeah, it's maybe a conflict of interest there.
I don't think that's huge anymore.
And then you have a dog named Gus.
Yeah, I do.
That's next on the list. Oh, and I want to talk about Pat Summit too, but tell us about Gus.
Oh man, Gus. I got him at the animal shelter, and
you're in Hernando, right?
Yep. Ken was actually the guy that I got him from. I can't remember his last name, but he fosters dogs at the animal shelter, and
nice.
He brought him to the field, and I was like, well, I met Ken, and I was like, well, I'll think about it. I didn't say I'll think about it. I said, I've got to get like dog food and a leash and, puppy pads. And Ken was like, oh no, I've got everything you need, and handed it to me. And I was like, oh, great. And anyways, yeah, went home with me, and he loves the softball field. So
what kind of dog?
Well, I actually had him tested, and he's like 37% husky, and he never stops talking. So I got 100% of the 37%.
Gotcha.
If you know what I mean.
Does the coat look like a husky?
No.
But yeah, huskies are talking dogs.
And I got every bit of it. So
yeah, they are pretty funny.
Yeah.
Especially if you have multiple, like more than one. They
no,
talk to each other.
I only got one.
Because then it takes one to fire up the rest.
For sure. So.
You'll see these TikToks or reels that you flip through, and then the owner is like, stop, and all three are going crazy. But they're good dogs, right?
For sure.
Is it got the thick fur?
His is thick, but it's not like a husky's. So
how old is he?
He's 3. Yeah.
Still kind of acting like a puppy.
Definitely.
All right, Pat Summit.
Yeah. Pat Summitt.
So, following sports, you got to know Pat Summitt. And
For
you're
sure.
hearing her story. She was basketball.
Yeah.
What college was she coaching in?
Tennessee.
Oh, that's right, the
Yeah.
Vols. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
she's huge in this area as well.
Yeah.
So were you immediately attracted to her
Just,
as a young athlete?
Growing up, like I said, basketball was actually my first love in sports, and so I followed Tennessee because they were so good whenever I was in middle school and high school, and then I just loved watching her coach. And
she coached for years too, right?
Yeah, years. I think she would probably still be coaching, but she was just so passionate about it, and
good role model.
I could really tell that she just built really good relationships with her players. So
yeah, that's always the testament to a coach is when you hear players saying, "Father figure, mother figure, help me with my life." It's
right.
more than just learning how to play, learning how to be an adult.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely not just a softball coach.
Right. You're molding children,
right,
to be hopefully good adults.
Yeah.
Right.
Definitely.
So, well, this has been awesome. So let's talk about how people can get involved. If anyone's interested, you can email. It's Michaela.Whitten.
Yes.
At dcsms.org. But what does it look like to sponsor?
So we have we have signs at our field that if you're at the middle school, you drive by them and you'll see them outside. Mm-hmm. You can get on our live stream. Brent and Lee have done a great job with that. So
you can get a little ad read.
Yep. They'll say thank you on live. Your logo would be on the live stream during the games.
I like it. There's different opportunities.
Yes.
So they can email you.
Yep, they can email
this email
any of our parents. We have such great parents.
Okay.
So I'm in the community. A lot of them are known or they know different people. So reach out to any of our parents, and they will definitely lead you in the
right
direction. Yeah.
Because I'm sure you have a sheet and different tiers and stuff.
For sure. Yeah.
Very cool. What kind of volunteering do you need?
Just like Lacey and Carrie taking on this middle school team. I mean, that's amazing.
There you go.
So right now, I mean, our coaching staff is good, but, just any kind of anything. I mean, if you want to, come and help with the live stream, setting it up or, really anything, find something that you're passionate about, reach out and we'll see if we can send you in the right direction to help us.
Love it. So it's Michaela.Whitten.
Yes.
So
yes. Michaela is my real name.
Oh, but you go by Nicki?
Yeah, go by Nicki.
All right. So MCKAYLA.
Yes.
.Whitten at dcsms.org.
Yes.
I made it.
Yes.
That's hard for me to read. we already discussed that.
Yeah.
Please, and that email will be in the description for those watching and listening. So go ahead and find that and click into that and see what you can do if you want to help. So, look, this has been fun.
Yeah, for sure.
I hope I didn't put you, throw you under the bus too many times there.
No.
But you were great with those names, though.
For sure, for sure.
Before we stop,
okay,
are there any names that you feel like you have missed or that you would like to add?
Man, I could keep naming people forever. So I would hate to do that. I would like to shout out my my Aunt Darla. She has been at every single playoff game, state championship, and yeah.
Aunt Darla?
Aunt Darla, yep.
Darla
Sparacino. That's definitely an Arkansas name.
Aunt Darla.
Aunt Darla. But yeah, my dad passed away in 2019, and she's just
it's his sister?
Role. Yeah.
Okay. She just stepped right in.
Stepped right in.
Well, sorry to hear about your father.
Oh, you're good.
But I'm from Maine.
Okay.
So we say aunt.
Okay, got you. I'm gonna start calling her that.
I have an aunt. No, I really screwed it up. I have an Aunt Dolly. Dolores is her name. So you had an Aunt Darla, and I have an Aunt Dolly. So
okay, cool.
So, well, thank you for doing this again. I appreciate your time.
Absolutely.
I hope you guys kick butt.
Yeah, me too.
The next season.
I'm looking forward to them, and I will like to say we've got a great group of kids.
Good.
So
come back and let us know how the season goes.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, thanks for having me, Derek.
You got it. And thank you for listening and watching The Real Hernando. I appreciate you sticking around. You can follow us at therealhernando.com. There you can find our links for Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. That's right. We're on TikTok.
I'm going to have to get on TikTok.
You got to get on TikTok. I want to thank all of our awesome sponsors for your help and support. that helps fuel this podcast, and so I can spotlight people like Miss Coach Whitten. So I appreciate you all for doing that. And you can go to therealhernando.com and find the sponsor tab. Click it. You'll see all our sponsors on there, and you can click their logo, and it will take you to their website. So please patronize them. And that's it. So thanks again for watching and listening, and y'all have a great day.